Everybody, thanks for reading along. Brett from Senior Golf Source. I am going to address a couple of the issues that you might be having. So if you're tired of hitting short shots on the course, you're tired of feeling fatigued, I'm going to provide you with some recommended exercises and I'm going to walk you through them. Again, I am not a medical professional, so I definitely want you to seek counsel with your primary physician to make sure that this is something that they want you to be doing, given your history. So the first thing that we're going to start with are chair squats. Chair squats are great because you have something that's supportive. That way, if your legs are a little bit weak, it's an easy thing to do because if you need to bail out, you just sit in the seat. So what I'm going to do here is I'll start with my stance about hip width apart. So I should be outside the width of the chair. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to feel like the weight kind of rocks back towards my heels. And when I go down, the idea is we're not rounding our spine out, we're keeping it nice and straight. I'm going to go down to where I feel like I'm touching the chair and come back up. That would be 1, 2. And again, when I'm going down, I feel like I'm driving the weight into my heels. If you do this, you should feel a nice little burn in your quads. You should be feeling some activity in your lower body, and that is going to be the chair squat. So we're going to look at doing about 12 reps on average, 3 sets. Okay, next up, I have my resistance band. And what we're going to work on are bicep and tricep curls. So for the bicep curl, it's actually quite easy. What you'll do is you'll stand on the band, and what will happen if you put both feet on the band and you shorten the distance of the resistance band, it's going to become more difficult. It's going to create more resistance. But if I were only to do 1 foot, the resistance is less and it's a lot easier to do. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with both feet on because this is a relatively light band. And what I'm going to do here is I'll start by just simply keeping the elbows close to the sides of my body. And I'm going to go up with the resistance band. And it's really important that we work on our tension, time under tension. So I'm going to go down really slow. And again, what I'll do here is I'm going to complete anywhere from 10 to 12 reps, and we're going to look at 3 sets of those. Now for the tricep kickback, what I'm going to do here, just for posture, I'm going to use the band under 1 foot, and I'm going to take a relatively wide stance. And again, posture is key, so let's make sure that we keep our back nice and straight, no rounding out. And what I'll do here is I'm just going to simply start keeping the elbow close to the body. I'm going to bring it back. And when I go back, again, time under tension is important here. We want to work those muscles as adequately as we can. And we're going to do 10 to 12 reps per arm. So once you're done with one arm, you can switch to the other. 3 sets of those as well. All right, so next up are glute bridges. I'll lay down to demonstrate this. So what you'll do, you'll lay flat on your back, knees bent. And what I'll do is I get myself in a perfect line with my body. I feel like my toes are pointed in the same direction as my knees. I'll lay my head back to the ground, keep my arms flat to the ground. And from here, I want to feel like I'm going to squeeze my glutes and bring my hips up. And I'm going to hold anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. So you should feel a nice tight squeeze in your glutes. And then again, time under tension, come down nice and slow. What we want here, we can do anywhere from 10 to 12 reps, and we're going to do 3 sets. Okay, so for our overhead arm extensions, it's recommended that you place your back against the wall. So I want you to slide your heels all the way to the tape touching the wall. And what we'll do here is you're going to stick your thumb directly straight forward. We're going to do this 1 arm at a time. I'm going to go straight back. And what I want to do here is make sure that my elbow doesn't start to turn off to the side. It very easily can do that. You may not be able to reach the wall in the beginning, but this is a routine that if you do it enough, you'll create more rotation in your shoulders. That way we can get to the wall. So as I go back, So you can see my elbow starting to turn out. So I'm going to reduce my range of motion and do it properly, keeping that thumb pointing straight back at the wall until I feel the point of where I want to turn that elbow out. And that is the limitation of what I want to use there. We're not going to go past that point, but over a period of time and doing this exercise, you'll be able to gain that full extension. So treat both arms independently, one arm at a time. Again, thumb straight out, elbow not out to the side. And before you know it, you'll be able to get full extension to the wall. All right, so now I have the kettlebell. I'm going to work on kettlebell thrust. This is not going to be a typical weight that I would recommend for somebody that's never done this before. I consider this a lightweight because I typically will do it with 65 pounds and up. But for the purpose of this video, kettlebells can come as low, I've seen them as low as 2 and 3 pounds. So definitely start light and work your way up after you talk to the doctor. So what I'll do here is I'm going to put both hands on the handle. I'm going to take a nice wide stance. I'm going to have some flexion in my knees. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set my weight into my heels. So it kind of feels like I'm sticking my rear back. And to go forward, I'm not doing this with my arms. What I'm going to do is get my glutes so I'm squeezing my glutes as I go forward. And what happens, my hips should feel like they're thrusting forward in this motion. And as far up as I went there, that's about as far as you need to go. You only want to go about chin level with this, because if you go higher than that, you're going to be using different muscle groups. We're really trying to build up your leg strength, and that's what we want here. So try your best not to go above getting your arm parallel to the ground.